If this plays out, we could easily see a $50,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. Now, I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people, but we need to look at the charts objectively and ask ourselves, what is most probable as the Bitcoin price right now is attempting to break out of this diamond pattern with our next major target at $36,000? We're going to be talking about what we need to be watching out for Bitcoin during the next few weeks. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the juiciest and the most timely Bitcoin updates here on YouTube. Now, first of all, a huge shout out to everybody in the Casper crew. We gave the dang long trade setup in advance in the VIP Discord. As you can see, the trade is in juicy profits, and we have also made sure to secure a realized profit already. The Casper crew has absolutely been destroying these charts, taking the short trade from right up here, set up given in advance, took the long trade from right down here, also set up given in advance, and we are now long again from the retest of this trend line. And the question everybody right now is really wondering, is this a legit breakout? Are we going to see $36,000+ Bitcoin within the next few months? In order for us to determine what Bitcoin is going to do in the future, we need to look at what it's done in the past. Now, I want to talk about these three very important levels of support and resistance. Support and resistance is the bread and butter of any trader, because these are the areas where price is most likely to get some kind of reaction. And you can look at support and resistance levels as like floors on a house, right? You have the floor and then you have the ceiling. Now notice something. If you establish, for example, a floor like we did back here in 2020, 2021, when we lose that floor, when we come back up, it becomes a ceiling, right? So what used to be the floor in the bull market last cycle has now been acting as a ceiling for 3 times. All right, we can see right here that during the peak of the bear market, what was acting as our ceiling has now been acting as the floor. This is how we're able to take trades, right? This is how we're able to take a dang short trade from that level, 31,750, because we knew it was the ceiling, right? This is how we were able to take a long trade from 24,925 because we knew it was the floor, right? And so now we're coming up to the ceiling again, and we need to be real and understand and realize and acknowledge the fact that if we do in fact break above this ceiling and it becomes the floor, we don't have another major level until that $47,000 level. And we have some intermediate levels on the way, but we could very easily see Bitcoin get a fast rise up to this high volume node that we printed here in the years of 2020 and 2021. Now, when I say $50,000 Bitcoin, a lot of people, they just absolutely lose it. They're like, Jason, you're such an idiot. We could never go to $50,000. Well, let me just tell you, when I was long on Bitcoin from $15,500, people said, Jason, you're an idiot. We're going lower. When I was calling for a $20,000 Bitcoin below 20K, people said, Jason, are you trying to get people wrecked? When I was calling for a $30,000 Bitcoin, when Bitcoin had just broken out and changed market structure, people once again said, Jason, you're an idiot. We're in a bear market. And then the funny thing is, when I closed my swing long trade at 30,000, people said, Jason, you're an idiot. We're going higher. I'm closing my Bitcoin long trade right now. I am long on Bitcoin from about $20,000, 1.3 Bitcoin profit. Let's do it. Boom. But when we came up to 30K, we did get that rejection. So what? Am I some kind of crazy price predictor? No! I'm an idiot, guy in a tank top on a treadmill. The reason why I closed the long trade from up here is because we came to a major ceiling. What was the floor for 2 years? They're saying there's no way we're going to get above the ceiling right now. Might as well take our dang profits. Now, we need to focus on what's happening right in this little chunk, because this chunk right here is going to determine what happens now for the next few months. From November 2022, we have officially now been in an uptrend on the weekly time frame. We made our final low, we made a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, blah, 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 blah. But now that we're up here, we have finally now put in something known as the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried man boob pattern. Or as the price is getting higher into a key area of resistance, Sam Bankman-Fried's man breast, notice how the left one is large in charts. I'm sure it smells great too, but the right one, very skinny. Well, if we turn on our indicator market Cipher B, what do we see here? Sam Bankman-Fried's man boobs, as the price, once again, is coming into this very important ceiling. Now, this is known in the medical journals as a bearish divergence. When you see one of these on the weekly time frame, it is something that is meant to be taken very, very seriously. And now, since we put in this bearish Sam Bankman-Fried man boob pattern, I have been watching this chart, think to myself, you know what, now that we've got a bearish divergence, we should really be looking out for a lower high to be put in here and a head and shoulders pattern to form and get a breakdown of the head and shoulders. However, as we've been watching the price develop, we are not seeing the bearish signs that we want to see on our indicator to tell us that it's most probable we are going to get a breakdown. In fact, we are seeing bullish things start to form on this chart that are telling me it's actually more probable we see Bitcoin put in another high. First of all, on the daily time frame, when we put in our low down here at around $25,000, when we took that long trade in the Casper crew, why did we take that long trade? We were seeing bullish divergences on the daily time frame as the price was coming down to, again, remember, this very important support resistance flip, 25K. We were seeing the momentum waves get higher over time as the price action was getting lower over time into a key area of support. And when you see this on the daily time frame, it's very, very bullish. And if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that as the price was coming to that level, we were also seeing the money flow on market Cipher B on the 4-hour time frame getting higher. Whenever you see money flow on the 4-hour time frame on market Cipher B getting higher over time as the price is coming down to key support, this is a very bullish sign. And this is why I had the confidence to hold my long trade from this level all the way up to the top of this range, where I've then actually compounded it when we got this little support resistance flip right over here. Now, as we come up again to this very important ceiling, I've been looking for bearish divergences on the chart. I'm out here looking for my friend, Sam Bankman-Fried, hanging upside down by his knees with his boobies dangling to the downside, because I know that we're at resistance and we should be looking for bearish signs. However, when we take a look at this chart right here, we are not seeing bearish divergences. We go to the daily time frame. We would have wanted to see something like this. Maybe price gets another high and the momentum wave is lower, like this, right? The opposite of what we saw down here, where price makes another low and the momentum wave down here is higher, right? Okay, we have not seen that yet. We would also want to see this on the 4-hour time frame. We go to the 4-hour time frame, and what do we see? Although price is slowly getting higher here, we are not yet seeing this money flow tick to the downside on the 4-hour. So far, to me, the 4-hour and the daily time frame still look very bullish. What would change my mind about a bullish scenario on Bitcoin? What would change my mind? Well, if we get another big push to the upside here, let's say something like this, and we finally start to see the 4-hour money flow getting lower like this, and we're also seeing the 4-hour momentum waves getting lower like this, then I would say we are going to get a rejection to the downside. But if we are not seeing that, then most of the time, more than 8 out of 10 times, we are going to put in another high. And when we take a look back at the weekly time frame, we are also seeing something very, very powerful. We have just confirmed our first trigger wave on market Cipher B after putting in our bullish divergence back here in November 2022. Typically, most of the time, the trigger wave that prints first after a bullish divergence gives us a very significant push to the upside, putting in a higher high. Now we can take a look at this on lower time frames. For example, let's go to the daily time frame and look at what happened when we got our bullish divergence and then we printed that next trigger wave. It led to our next major move to the upside that gave us our next higher high in the local uptrend. And so potentially now we're seeing this same kind of pattern play out here on the weekly. Now, if we do in fact see another push to the upside, right? If we're not seeing any bearish divergences, then we need to keep our eyes peeled on this $31,000-ish level. Because let's say we get another push to the upside and then we start to dump. If we start to dump, this level acts as the line in the sand, determining whether or not we're going to see that $36,000 level, or we are going to come back down into the range and see lower prices. This could potentially give us a beautiful long trade setup, longing a support resistance flip, right? When we took the long trade in the Casper Crew VIP Discord from this area, and we took it again here from this area, it's because we had a ceiling that we broke out and then came back down to retest, right? If you're not in a long trade right now, in my opinion, it's very foolish to enter a long, because, you know, where are you going to put your dang stop loss? If you long here, you're going to have to put your stop loss under 25K, right? Unless you're trading with a very small position size, this is not a very good trade setup, right? Instead, what we would want to do is wait for price to get a support resistance flip, which now, instead of a crappy 3-to-1 risk reward, we have ourselves a 10-to-1 risk reward trade setup, meaning if we're risking 1% of our account, we can make 10% on our account in this one trade. Okay, so what we want to wait for a very bullish scenario is a break above this level with the higher time frames still looking bullish, and then we want to see a retest. And those lower time frames should now be showing bullish divergences upon that retest, just like what we saw down here, okay? That is what I'm going to be looking for my next $30,000, $36,000 target. Now, here's what we also need to understand about the Bitcoin price, right? Once we reclaim this ceiling and it turns into the floor, where's the next major ceiling? The next major ceiling is around this area, I would say, right around the $50-ish thousand zone, because we have the floor right here, and then it acted as a ceiling, the ceiling again right here. So between, I would say, $47,000 and $50,000 is our next major zone of resistance that we could very easily see Bitcoin come up to if we actually turn this ceiling into a floor. And so far on the chart, things still have room for more upside. Now, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, I highly recommend you check out MEXC, my go-to exchange, 0% limit order fees, 0.01% market order fees. You can literally scalp on the 5-second time frame, marketing out of trades, and be profitable on this exchange. I made a video of me doing this on Friday. Check it out. I'm also trading on ZOOMEX. This exchange does not require KYC nor VPN. Centralized and decentralized exchange on the same platform. These are the two exchanges I'm trading cryptocurrency on. Guys, if you want to join the Cash Recruit VIP Discord, where we give the juicy trade setups, do multiple live streams every single day, given our levels with our instructors in here, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com, click the link to join the VIP Discord, and if you want to get educated, check out the great deals on the courses that we have right here. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. May you all be very blessed. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, even if you are not religious, I still pray that you and your family are very blessed. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace.